Hi, this is Nancy again, and I'm going to show you a couple more watercolor techniques to add to your skills, and you're going to really enjoy these ones. In our first video, we talked about the graded wash like this, and what we're going to do first is I'm going to show you how to take a graded wash, and instead of disappearing to nothingness, we're going to switch colors as we come down and make some smooth transitions. This is especially helpful if you're painting a sunset where it starts blue on top and becomes orange and maybe even yellow or pinks down in the bottom. So the first thing I want to do is determine which colors am I going to use. And so I'm today going to start with the ultramarine blue, the sky blue, which I have been starting with. And then I'm going to go to, let's see, I think I'll do pink because sunsets are pink. Now I'm using M. Graham's quinacridone rose here, beautiful color. And maybe I'll mix up a little pool of magenta too. It's important when you're watercoloring to think about what colors you're going to use ahead of time and prepare the pools. That way, if you're trying to paint wet in wet and keep the paint wet, you're not quickly mixing up something, and stressing yourself out because you don't have the colors already done. So I think for my sunset, as I'm thinking ahead of time, I'm going to go from blue to purple to pink. And I think that'll give me a really nice sky, a blend there in the sky. So what I'm going to do first, it's the same method that we used for the wash. We're going to start at the top here. And again, I'm very concerned about that bead. That's what I want to keep there. And I'm going to start with a few strokes of the blue for the top of the sky. And then I decide that I'm going to switch over to the magenta. And I'm going to just bring that in just like I would. Need a little more. Don't worry if you mix a little bit of blue into your pool. That's going to give you a really nice mix as you come down your paper. And then it's time to start into the pink. Notice that I'm thinking about and maintaining that bead as I come down. And of course, sunsets get a little lighter. I can even kind of dissipate this and have it disappear into nothingness as I come down. And that gives me a very nice smooth blend and transition. Now this one didn't go quite as smooth as I wanted to. I can see a little bit going on here of the purple going up into the blue. Sometimes when that happens, I'll either redo it or I will wait, because when it dries, sometimes it smooths out and looks okay. So this one might, after it dries, you could go back with your brush a little bit. That's dangerous though. Sometimes it doesn't work, but see how I'm just gently smoothing down over and trying to smooth out those a little bit. That just goes to show it doesn't always work, even when you've been painting a long time. Watercolor does have a mind of its own and does its own thing, but you can get some nice, smooth, colorful washes that way. So that's a graded wash where you're changing colors and moving down the paper like that. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you, and I love to do this, especially when I draw something in pen and ink. Sometimes I'll draw a little flower, and then I want to add color to it. And this technique is called wet in wet. And you can actually make a pool of color with or a pool of water with no color. And I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but you can see the pool if you tilt the paper. And then what you can do is just dot in color and let it spread and see what it does. This is a great way just to see watercolor take on that mind of its own and do its own thing. See, I used more pigment with that one, and I'm getting some very beautiful effects. This is a great way to just play with it. I mean, and you see more pigment, less water, whereas over here I had more water, less pigment. And so you can control intensity that way and just really let the colors go. And if you're looking for something a little more organic, this is a really fun way to play with colors and see how they mix together by themselves. and you can come up with a really nice color combination as you're doing that too. So play around with the colors, have fun working with the ratio of water to pigment, and we'll see you again soon.